Hello, I'm Jack and this is Entertainment World, and as you can tell by the thumbnail of this video, I will be talking about the news from DC which came out today at the time of filming this. Or today in the UK, because it came out like 2 in the morning in the UK, so it was in the evening in America. For context, I woke up with a hangover at 4 in the morning to a text from my friend called David saying, "Have you seen the news of the Snyder? Have you seen the Superman news? I just saw it. Holy fucking bunch of other things." And I was like, "What?" I panicked a little bit reading that. I opened up my phone, social media. First thing I saw was another person called David, who is quite of a big thing in the Snyderverse groups, posting sad posts, and I then went on, saw the post from Henry Cavill, went on Instagram, and sure enough it was there. And of course that post is he is no longer Superman. Henry Cavill will no longer be playing Superman in the DC universe, and most likely any future films at all. That is the scenario we are facing right now. Yeah, I really don't know what to fucking say anymore. I really fucking don't. This is just the stupidest shit ever. The fact that we're still doing this, the fact that this is still happening, the fact that after everything that has happened, that is still the fucking case, it is insane to me, it is baffling. And not only that, it's just disgraceful towards the fans, it's disgraceful to Henry Cavill, it's disgraceful to the people who worked so hard on these films, it's disgraceful towards Zack Snyder, who set this whole universe up. It's disgraceful to just the whole concept of everything. This is just a huge shit all over it. And I'm just fucking fed up of this bollocks now. I really am, and I know I've been swearing a lot, and I apologise for that, but this is just pissed me off so fucking much. As you know, I have taken a break from YouTube. I know in my previous videos I said this was going to be my big priority, and I did mean at the time, but then a lot more things happened with my mental health and I struggled, but I tried to get through it, and then when I started to get through it, and then ended up getting really ill and couldn't film because I had a really sore throat, couldn't talk very well, couldn't stop coughing, and that's still not fully gone away, and I was planning on taking another couple more days and returning with my very late review of spoiler review of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, or finally talking about the problems with like the Sony's Marvel Spider-Man universe thing in Morbius and all of those things going on. Do a review of Morbius and incorporating that into it. And the other thing, this is full circle, I was thinking about talking about was Black Adam, because I did watch it twice. I did think about doing a review at the time, but that was when my mental health was struggling, and I thought I'll leave it. And I know it didn't do very well at the box office, and I didn't think me posting a video, would like make it do a lot better at the box office if anybody watched it at all. So I just thought maybe, I know it's late, but a few people, maybe 3 or 4 people might watch this and decide to stream it, rent it on Prime, or watch it on HBO Max when it comes out on there, something like that. So I did think about talking about Black Adam. What's the fucking point now of doing that? What is the point of any of it? What is the point? If you're going to reboot the DC universe, why should I pay? Why should anybody pay to go watch Blue Beetle, to go watch Aquaman, the Lost Kingdom, or whatever it's called, or The Flash, or Shazam 2? Why the fuck should any of us pay money to watch those films knowing they're going to lead to nothing, especially The Flash, because obviously that film has been through fucking hell with what is it going to do or not. He's going to replace Ben Affleck with Michael Keaton. It's going to replace Superman with Supergirl, but then it's not. In fact, it's going to confirm the Snyderverse, but it's confirming the Snyderverse, but rebooting the Snyderverse, but it's not going to reboot it, it's just going to create different timelines, but it's not going to do that, it's going to do this and that. And every week it's, you know, it's something new, and there's the Batgirl thing, and then Batgirl was cancelled, which I wasn't that fussed about, because when Warner Bros. Discovery took over and cancelled it and said this is not what our plans are going forward, this, obviously that was a good thing for fans, and I thought, okay, are they abandoning that Michael Keaton era weird fucking plan thing, which Walter Hamada seemed to be dead set on for some fucking reason? They're abandoning that. They're gonna give us the Trinity. David Zaslav giving it the Trinity. You got Wonder Woman, you got Superman, you got Batman. Huge IPs. We're gonna they use Zack Snyder's Justice League as a fucking promoting tool and all of that, and this fucking bollocks. And now I'm gonna get round to the Henry Cavill bit, because obviously that's the most important bit. That's the whole point of the video. But there's a huge baggage which comes with this. And let's look at it from Henry Cavill's perspective. He signed on years ago, more than 9 years ago, 2011 he was cast, but his first film came out 9 years ago, and he was going to play Superman for quite a long time. He was going to do Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Justice League Trilogy, and a Man of Steel 2. He was going to do those, and possibly have appearances and other things. Still quite a lot, you know. That is 6 main appearances, as well as potential additional, you know, cameo, small appearances or whatever in other things. Maybe Man of Steel 3 if they did it. I don't know. So that, he's going to do that. Then that was all fucked up by Warner Brothers, and the last time we saw him, the last time he filmed something new, was Justice League 2017. The last time he filmed things as Superman, was under the Joss Whedon reshoots. He then gets sidelined for 4 years, with Superman only making an appearance in a DC cinematic universe. For 4 years, the only appearances we got from Superman in a DC cinematic universe were shitty cameo nothings, or he didn't have a fucking head, like in Shazam, or you couldn't see who he was. You can see him clearly, like in Peacemaker, and other than that, it was just brief little mentions. That was it. In a DC cinematic universe, that was it. Fucking Harley Quinn, played by Margot Robbie, had as many actual appearances, proper appearances, in film than Superman did. That is insane. I don't care what you say. I don't care about how good Margot Robbie is as Harley Quinn, and I'm not talking about the quality of the 3 films she's been in. The fact that Harley Quinn has been in as many films as Superman in a DC cinematic universe is fucking ridiculous, no matter how you put it. Right? So that happened, and then they greenlit Zack Snyder's Justice League, and that came out, so in a way he's back again. Now I know that's old footage, and I know that that's even before the Joss Whedon reshoots. However, you brought the film out, so it capitalised on the hype. It capitalised on Henry Cavill being back in a way, or the unseen footage, the unseen film, however you want to word it. It capitalised on that, and in a lot of ways it did feel like they were back, because it was a completely different film. Obviously it's my favourite film of all time. If you've watched the channel you know that, and I'm wearing the Zack Snyder's Justice League Ink to the People hoodies. I've got a lot of them, and I'm wearing this one. This is the one I wear because it's got a bit of wear on it, so I tend to go to wear this one instead of the ones which still look pretty brand new. But I wear them less for that reason, but I'm wearing this now because of what the video is about. I'm doing this video whilst I'm not very well and still having to deal with my mental health things because of what this video is about, and of course my mental health has not been improved and will not improve because of this. This, like, it's not the be all and end all, obviously. However, it's not going to help anything, that's for sure. I did not wake up this morning with a hangover after not feeling very well and going out when I probably shouldn't have done, looking at my phone like, at 4 in the morning, and seeing that did not make me think, oh, today's going to be a good day. That made me think, fuck, you, like, just... I wasn't even, like, visibly angry. I was just... it was probably more like if you opened up a briefcase and it was a bomb and you had, like, 3 seconds to go off sort of look on my face. Like, oh... You know, it just felt like that. It was just awful. Anyway, back to the point. So, capitalised... Sorry about that. It capitalised on him being back in a way. And then, after that, you had him in fucking Black Adam, had him in an end credit scene, had him actually in it with his face, talking. Granted, it was very Christopher Reeves-like. The suit was a lot brighter. He had the hair, and it did the John Williams scene, but still, he was back.
Been a while since anyone's made the world this nervous. Black Adam. We should talk.
And you had him then post a fucking video, tell him to post a video saying, I'm back as Superman, what you saw on Black Adam was a small teaser of what's to come. And if that was going to be Snyderverse or not, that implied he was going to be back in the character quite a lot for the next 10 years.
Hey everyone, I wanted to wait until the weekend was over before posting this, because I wanted to give you all a chance to watch Black Adam. But now that plenty of you have, I wanted to make it official that I am back as Superman. And the image you see on this post and what you saw in Black Adam are just a very small taste of things to come. So there's a lot to be thankful for, and I'll get to that in time. But I wanted to thank you guys most of all. Thank you for your support, and thank you for your patience. I promise it will be rewarded.
Man of Steel 2 was heavily rumoured, well, was confirmed by old people, and then a fucking week later James Gunn's come in, and they say, oh yeah, Henry, can you please post on your Instagram where you're actually not back, and yeah, we're sorry that you also left the Witcher role. Granted, I know he wasn't happy with it anyway because the writers kept changing the source material, but he still fucking left the role thinking, oh, that's okay, I'm going to be Superman for the next 10 years, I'm going to get a lot of money doing that, I'm going to get probably $20 million per film, like main appearance, I'm going to get a few million for different cameos, and I've got that security of that job just for him to leave the job and be told 2 minutes later by this fucking shit that he's not coming back. And I am fucking pissed off. I am furious. I am furious with David Zaslav. I am furious with Peter Safran. And most importantly, I am pissed off with James Gunn. What a fucking Judas. He, when promoting the Suicide Squad, yeah, I'm going to watch Zack Snyder's Justice League. I'm interested to see. I like Zack Snyder. I like Man of Steel. I like what he's done, and you know, he started the universe and this and that. And I'm so glad to see his director's vision. And then when he was asked about the haircut, the red carpet, oh, I definitely think Warner Brothers should release the haircut. I definitely think that there's room for both. There's room for me. There's room for David. He should see his true vision released. You know, Warner Brothers is traditionally the director's studio, so the director should always have their vision seen. Do you like Henry Cavill Superman? Yes, I do. The other fucking day when that nut, whatever that guy was, I can't remember whichever fucking blogger it was, said, you apparently, my friend, so you hate Henry Cavill. Well, I don't. And apparently I've heard from a few people that you're about to get kicked out your mum's basement. So sorry, bro. And then look how fucking shit he looks now. And then, do you hate Ben Affleck? Do you like Ben Affleck as Batman? Yeah. You bringing him back? No. You respecting Zack's work? No. Are you releasing the haircut? No. You bringing Henry Cavill back? No. He has done this, got in favour with fans, or tried to, and then shut all over us. And instead of listening to the fans like he was all fucking for, supposedly in the past, he is, instead of giving us Henry Cavill, Superman, sequel to Man of Steel, possibly restoring the Snyderverse, the story of a young Clark Kent working for the Daily Planet, wandering around Metropolis. Oh, but it's not an origin story. So, it sure as shit fucking sounds like one, but it's not an origin story. Okay, well if you don't want to do an origin story, what's wrong with Henry Cavill? If you're that desperate for a reboot, you could just say, this film follows on from Man of Steel and ignores the rest. I would hate that. I would personally fucking hate that, and I'd be livid if that happened. Because I'm Zack Snyder fan, restore the Snyderverse, but still, I would still rather that, and then what I can only assume is going to be a James Gunn shitty sense of humour, Christopher Reeves rip-off, Clark Kent bumbling around like a fucking idiot, walking around Metropolis with a Lois Lane who's just going to be complete bitch to him, but he's going to have head over heels for her for some fucking reason, I don't know, like the other ones were. No, so that's all gone, that's what we're getting. Even people who don't like Zack Snyder love Henry Cavill. He's just such a good guy. And even people who wish he was more like the Christopher Reeves with the music and the look and this and that, still want Henry Cavill. To get rid of Henry Cavill proves you clearly listened to nobody. You clearly didn't give a fuck what people have to say. And there are people who keep saying, well, it's your fault not going to watch Black Adam. It's, you didn't make it a big success. Why the fuck would you have your entire franchise's future based around the box office performance of Black Adam? What the fuck kind of business move is that? What? And even if you did, and it was like, we've got to see how popular Henry Cavill Superman is, why wouldn't you have him in the black suit and the Hans Zimmer theme? Why wouldn't you be trying to test how big an audience there actually is, instead of going, right, we'll give you Henry Cavill, but we're going to, Justice League him, so people are hesitant and afraid to go see it, and then cancel it. I generally think James Gunn is doing this because he, for some reason, thinks he's fucking great. You can tell by his tweets and the way he talks to people on his Q&As on Instagram that he thinks like he's the second coming of Christ. And he made some great films. He made Guardians of the Galaxy, love that. And I did personally enjoy The Suicide Squad. I got HBO Max to watch The Suicide Squad. I didn't get HBO Max to watch Zack Snyder's Justice League. But that's because I could watch Zack Snyder's Justice League here. It had a release over here. It was released on Sky. Whereas The Suicide Squad initially did not have a digital release over here, and it was very difficult to go see it. I did go to see it, but I did want to watch it again. Didn't really want to drive 2 hours to go see it again, which I did the first time. So I did the painful process of getting a fucking VPN, which was actually quite difficult for me, at least. Maybe I'm just an idiot, I don't know. But it was quite difficult, and I got it, and I watched it quite a few times, and then when it came out in 4K, I got it. I regret doing that. I regret supporting him. I regret telling people to watch his film. I regret everything that I have ever done to promote James Gunn. Guardians of the Galaxy is the film I've watched most times at the cinema, with a count of 5. I regret every single time I paid to watch that. I regret ever supporting this guy's career. I really fucking do. And I know you can call me a toxic Snyder fan if you want to, that's fine. It's a bit hypocritical considering I watch every DC film in the cinema more than once, apart from Birds of Prey, which I only did watch once, and The Suicide Squad, because I couldn't, because of COVID, and Wonder Woman 84, again, couldn't because of COVID. However, I did rent it on home premiere on Amazon. I paid the 15 quid to do that, and then I paid another 15 quid to buy it in a digital copy, even though I didn't fucking like it, just so I could then watch it again, give it the benefit of the doubt and review it. And all it did was reaffirm how much I didn't like it. But still, I'm not a toxic Snyder fan. If you think I am, because I now fucking hate James Gunn, then fine, call me that. I don't care. Okay? But I support DC. I'm not anymore. I did not say goodbye to DC. I did not say goodbye to Zack Snyder. I did not say goodbye to Henry Cavill as Superman. Right? And I never will. I will never say goodbye to them. As far as they're concerned, as far as I'm concerned, that is the DC universe. Henry Cavill is Superman in the DC universe. Not in a delusional way, but as far as I'm concerned, that's the DC universe. I am saying goodbye to James Gunn's DCEU before it ever fucking happens. I am not saying goodbye to Henry Cavill. He did not deserve to be treated like that. He loves the character more than any fucking diehard fan. It is so important to him, and you fucked him off, brought him back, got him to leave the job he had, just for you to then say, oh yeah, sorry, never mind. We're going to reboot it and do Smallville again. Fucking disgraceful. I know this is a rant, but it is I have never seen a studio, a film company, so adamant on pissing off the people who pay their fucking bills. Like, it's like they're allergic to money. It's like everybody who starts working at Warner Brothers and on an executive level turns into a fucking idiot. This is just embarrassing. How can you even market this now? How can you get a new actor to play Superman? Can you agree to a 10 to 15 year contract? Yes, I can. But, we might fuck you off in 3 months whenever it suits us. There is no stability. There is no guarantee. There is no, confidence that this will last. Why would you? If I was an actor and if I was offered the new role of Superman, I wouldn't want to do it. Because I know this is going to be a fucking dumpster fire. I know there is no security there whatsoever. And I know that I will be that guy, that Superman, who replaced the other one who are going to be hated for it. There's no way that you can do this well. It's just ridiculous. And it is just insane. It really is. And this is disgraceful to Henry. It's disgraceful to the fans. And you're still going, oh, we might bring Jason Momoa's Lobo. We might, we want Ben Affleck to come back and direct the DC film. Fuck off. I am not buying that. Even if you do, I know you're just doing it to keep me roped in, to keep me, a fish on a hook, and I'm not fucking doing it. No, I am not watching any more DC films. I will watch Zack Snyder's Justice League, Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, Ultimate Edition, Wonder Woman, the Air Cut, if they release it, I would, fair enough, I might be a bit of a hypocrite. Then, if they release the Air Cut, yeah, I would watch that. But other than that, no. I mean, a part of me would feel bad because I'd like to watch the Batman 2 and Joker 2, but I don't want to give these idiots any more of my money or their time. By doing this, said to me, and 90% of the fan base, we don't want your time, we don't want your support, and we don't want your money. That is what they said to us. We did not say that to them. By doing that, that's what they told us. They have alienated 90% of their fan base in in an hour. It is insane. I can't believe this. They want to do this. And if you want to go support the new DC universe, then that is up to you. But I'm not. I'm not promoting it. I'm not talking about it. Right? I am a DC fan. And before you go, oh, you're just a Zack Snyder fan. I am a DC fan. And what Zack Snyder was doing with DC, I can guarantee you is going to be fucking a lot more interesting than whatever the hell they're going to do with it now. If the quality of the Suicide Squad is the quality we're going to get, if that is the writing we're going to get, I do not fucking care. And that's coming from somebody who liked the Suicide Squad. But I don't want that for the whole of DC. I don't want that to be what DC is now. I don't want a Marvel Mark II. No, I don't. I really fucking don't. And I'm tired of this bullshit. I'm tired of the lying to the fans. I'm tired of using them. I'm tired of the war. Why the fuck should we be at war with the company? They should be going, what do you want? We'll give you, you're giving us money. We'll give you the content. And you give us your money so we can live in a big fucking mansion and have a boat. Not, we don't want to do that. You shouldn't have to be at war with each other. That should not be how this all goes. But it's only doing that because your fucking inflated egos. The fact you made a mistake back in 2016, 2017, and then every person who comes in to rectify it turns into a fucking idiot for some reason. It's insane. It's just ridiculous. I won't support DC from now on. It is awful what they've done to Henry, and I feel so bad for him. I really fucking do. And he's got such class. He's got more class than me by a lot. He's clearly more humble than me by a lot, and he's clearly got a much better attitude than me, because I wouldn't fucking take it. If they did that to me, I would be fucking yelling to the rooftop. I would not be like going, oh, well, thank you for James Gunn. I wish you really well with your endeavours. Fuck that. I don't wish them well with their endeavours. I don't support this. I support Henry, and whatever Henry does, I am there now. And whatever Zack does, I will watch it. And I would say whatever Ben Affleck does, but if he does direct the DC film, I'm not going to watch it because I'm not going to get hooked in because of that. I'm sorry, I'm not. I'm not going to watch Jason Momoa as Lobo either because of this. This is just fucking ridiculous. I'm not going to watch The Flash, Aquaman, Blue Beetle or Shazam because why would I want to watch a dead universe? Why would I want to be wasting my fucking time on that? You have just confirmed that your next 4 films are fucking pointless now. Well done. What is the business sense of that? For fuck's sake. You're not even giving us, like Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 and 3, as an end. You know, if you're going to do that, and then you could argue, okay, yeah, I see it, fair enough, fine, and thank you for giving us that ending. They're not even doing that, they're just randomly ending it. They're just going, fucking done now. But please go watch those films. It's like when Sony said Spider-Man is leaving the MCU, but then they released an extended cut of Far From Home, and were like releasing it in cinema. I was going, go watch it, and they were like, why? It's useless. Because at the time, you know, that cliffhanger at the end of Mysterio, it was like, why? What is the point of watching it? It's just going to be pointless now. Fuck you. And it's like that, except from an entire fucking universe opposed to just Spider-Man. Oh, it's just insane, and I'm sorry. I'm done. I'm tired. Oh, I am. But I'm going to try and end on a more positive note. Right, whatever Henry does, I will be there and I will support him. He means so much to me. What him and Zack and everybody else involved has done with Superman and every other character means so much to me. He is Superman to me. He is my Superman. And he is Superman to me in real life as well as just on the screen. He is a fucking legend, and I will support him, whatever he does. I really will. And I am obviously going to support whatever Zack does at Netflix. Can't wait for Rebel Moon and whatever other things he does with the Army of the Dead films, or anime, or the Norse mythology, or if he ever does his King Arthur film there. Whatever he does, I will support that as well. Obviously. And Ray Fisher and I will support them. But I'm not supporting DC, I'm not supporting James Gunn. I am not supporting that egomaniac whose entire run at DC so far has been underperformance, failing at the box office, getting average streaming numbers, and just now this. Like, why the fuck was he ever put in charge? Why did they put him in charge? None of what he has done has been a huge success. It underperformed at the box office, had okay streaming numbers, and at best was controversial amongst fans. It was mixed. It was a lot more controversial than Zack Snyder, and yet he's now the head of it, and he's fucked it up immediately. I don't care. However, there is one positive. And that positive is, because of this, because he's now done this, because he's now went and created a new universe. When it fails, and it will, he's alienated 90% of the fan base in one tweet. They can't blame anybody. They can't blame it on Zack Snyder. They can't blame it on Zack Snyder, sorry. They can't blame it on his cast. They can't blame it on his old storylines. And they can't blame us for being a minority. They have alienated everybody by doing this. Even the people who didn't like Zack Snyder, they've alienated with this. If you like Henry Cavill, well, you're done, essentially, aren't you? You're not going to... I can't imagine you'll support this. And you're telling me that this will last. You're telling me that this will work. A 10-year plan. A 10-year DC plan, which will consist of films, television, animation, video games, and I think a few comics, if I remember correctly. You're asking for over $1 billion a year from Warner Bros. Discovery and marketing film, like the budgets, and casting and things like that and contracts, you're asking for that amount of money a year, and the very first thing you say about the very first confirmed project goes down this hard, falls flat on its face like this. It's not going to fucking last. It really isn't. This is a terrible start. It's not even a film. It's not even a project. And it's not even a trailer. It's not even the script. It's just a fucking announcement about what's what, who's, what's it going to be. And getting rid of Henry Cavill. One announcement and his entire universe is already fucking derailed. It's not going to last. It really isn't. And because of that, hopefully this will end up leading to us getting what we want. Because they can't hide behind anything now. They've attacked us full swing, but in doing so have lost all their armour, have lost all their excuses, have got nothing to hide behind anymore. They're fully exposed, and I am hopeful. I still do have a bit of hope that we will still get what we want because of that, because they can't hide anymore. If this fails, which I truly 99% sure that it will, when it fucking fails, they'll have no other choice except for them to just shelve DC, and whether it's going to be them still there or other people are going to have to come in or other people buy it again, it's just the same thing as it has always been. I don't believe they'll do that. I believe at some point, somehow, some way, somebody will come along, or Zack Snyder will come back, or something will happen, and we as fans will finally get what we want. I truly do believe that is a good possibility, and in a strange way, I do think that is even more possible now. Hopefully, because of that, because they've opened themselves up to the wound of complete and utter fucking failure by doing this. I truly do think we could get it. They've exposed all their weaknesses to us now. So yeah, I hope that we get what we want. I really fucking do, and even if we don't, I still feel so bad for Henry right now. Or even if we do, I still feel so bad for Henry right now, and if we don't, I feel even worse for him. Sorry, that way around. But yeah, this is fucking awful. But there is one thing I would like to say to you before I go. No matter what happens, this can't be taken away from us. What we have achieved as a fan base will never disappear. No matter what happens, this can't be taken away from us. What we have achieved as a fan base will never disappear. We stood up for a director, raised money and awareness of mental health and suicide prevention, and we got a film released which we were told didn't exist, was a pipe dream, and that it would never see the light of day. We did that. Also, the films we love will always be there. All those cinematic moments will always be there. From the evil to the heroic. From the dark to the bright. From the tragic to the joyous. From the sad to the happy. From the lonely to the loved. From the deep to the entertaining. From the emotional to the epic. From the broken to the hopeful. From the defeated to the triumphant. All those moments we love will always be there, no matter what. The Snyderverse will always be here, and Zack Snyder's DC films will always be here. What we have and what we achieved will never, ever be taken away from us. It is impossible for them to disappear. They will always be here. The characters, the cast, the stories, the scores. The storytelling, the direction, the universe. All of it will always be here, no matter what. Just keep fighting. Thank you for watching this video. I'm going to try and edit and upload it tomorrow. I'm as disappointed as I am. I'm just as disappointed as I assume you are, if not more. Yeah, this is awful. I will never watch anything DC now. I wouldn't unless it's the haircut. As much as I want to watch maybe like the Batman 2 or Joker 2, I really don't think I can now. But I certainly, no matter what, I will not be supporting James Gunn's new DC universe now. That can fuck off. I don't fucking care. And I will never ever watch anything he does or has done. I love Guardians of the Galaxy. I love Guardians. I enjoy Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I enjoyed the Suicide Squad. I thought Peacemaker was okay. I watched through that twice. I will never watch any of those things again. I will never forgive him for this. It is appalling to fans, to the cast, to the crew, to Zack Snyder, to everybody who made this, to everybody it meant something to all that money and mental health awareness and all of that things we done. This just shits all like he's taken a shit on that, or at least try to, because he can't take it away from us. But he's insulted it, and I will never forgive him. I don't care, and I won't support anything he has done or will do anymore. So yeah, he hasn't taken away our achievements, but he certainly tried to insult them. But yeah, he can't take it away though. He can't. He can shit on it, he can piss on it, he can yell at it, he can scream at it, he can ignore it, he can try and do whatever the fuck he wants, he can try and get rid of it, but he will never be able to. What we have done will stay there. And what those films have meant to us will always be the case. And Zack Snyder will always be my favourite director. Henry Cavill will always be my Superman. Ben Affleck will always be my Batman. Ray Fisher will always be my Cyborg. Jason Momoa will always be my Aquaman. Ezra Miller, as much as the problems are with him, and I don't defend those things, but as performance, he will always be my Flash. Gal Gadot will always be my Wonder Woman. Jesse Eisenberg will always be my Lex Luthor. Michael Shannon will always be my Zod. I don't care what they try and do in the future. That is it, and as far as I'm concerned, Darkseid's the big bad, and Darkseid's invasion is what the future of the DC universe is and always should be. Unless they've done it, and then afterwards you can do what you want. But until then, till it's done, that is the future. Not whatever James Gunn says it is. For David Zaslav or Peter Safran, I don't fucking care. That is the future of the DC universe, as far as I'm concerned. And I'm sorry that my comeback to doing these videos was not a lighter thing. It had to be this. I'm gutted. But I will finish today off with watching Man of Steel. That is my response. Gonna watch Man of Steel. I don't care about your Superman film. I'm watching Man of Steel. After having watched old video, I'll get it in the end. Sorry. After having watched a recorded match of the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Denver Broncos in American football game, NFL. Had to watch that game. I've gotten into American football and I've been catching up on the games and had to watch that one. Because of this, I had to watch Kansas City, something with Kansas City Chiefs in it. To show my support for Superman and Henry Cavill. He's a fan of them because of Superman. He will always be my Superman. And Henry, thank you. And I'm not saying goodbye. Because I'm not welcoming in the next thing. So as I'm concerned, you are Superman. Until your story is told fully, you will always be Superman. And even if it is, you will always be my Superman. The Snyderverse. Bring back Henry Cavill is my Superman. Bring back Zack Snyder. Hi, yes, sorry. This is filmed weeks later. As mentioned earlier at the start, I was ill for a few weeks with what I am sure is COVID. And like I said, my test kept coming up negative, but I really am sure I had all the symptoms. My taste changed, it was awful. A lot of coughing, I still keep coughing occasionally now. Keep having like coughing like episodes, like bad head, a lot of like pressure around my head, and it was all like chesty and sinus and head and throat and stuff. So I'm pretty sure it was COVID, and it wasn't anything like I'd really had before. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it was COVID. Anyway, I have supposedly had COVID according to a test in the past, but it was nothing like really like what it was this time. But anyway, yeah, that's why this has taken so long. Sorry, and as you know, things have happened since. I'm going to talk about that a little bit. James Gunn has said that, or implied that Ezra Miller might stay as the Flash. That's a weird fucking reboot. Again, we're doing this. We've gone full circle. I mean, remember when it was Ben Affleck's going, Henry's going, Ray's going, but Ezra was staying, Jason was staying, and Gal was staying. It's like we've sort of gone full circle with that, because James has also sort of implied Gal staying, or when he said Wonder Woman's not being booted, or Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman's not being booted, but as you can tell, his ego, he might not like that word. He might just be him saying she's not being booted, she's been let go. So I don't know what's going on there, but yes, it does seem to have gone full fucking circle. There's a supposed leaked thing of his Phase 1, which has a Superman film, a Green Arrow and Green Lantern film, well, 2 separate films, sorry, a Teen Titans film, and a Justice League film. So when people say they have to have all their solo films first, obviously that's not the case, and I doubt they'll say anything this time because they just hated Zack Snyder, so they were saying anything because they hated Zack Snyder, not because that's how they felt about that. So, you know, it's that again now as well. We've got that. I don't know, and that just sounds shit to me. Like, I don't know why you would start a DC universe with a Teen Titans film. I don't even know if this leak is true, but if it is true, I don't know why you'd start with that, or have that as one of the starting things. Don't know. Either way, it could, you know, if it was somebody else, I would think could be interesting, but it's James Gunn, so I'm not interested in his sense of humour and all of that, as I've already said, for, you know, all the other DC characters. And even if it was somebody else, I would still be pissed off, because I want Zack to finish his universe, be able to finish his universe, and even better, be able to have it continued in some way. That's the other one I wanted to talk... Well, actually, I wanted to say what I was saying first, sorry, when the camera froze. I was going to say you could bring Zack Snyder back, you know, when... Like I said, this flops. When I generally believe all of this will flop. If not, I'll be mega surprised. But, you know, like I said, if it does, Zack Snyder's Netflix contract ends at the end of this year, 2023. I was going to say next year, because it was 2022 when I filmed the rest of it, you know, the other bit, but you know what I mean. His contract's going to end. So he could be brought back. However, that leads into the other thing. The big thing talking about now is sell the Snyderverse to Netflix. Looking at that as a possibility. Netflix have Sandman in the UK. Titans, the HBO Max program, is on Netflix here. That's how people in the UK watch it over here. I do believe there was something else, but that could be me making it up. Gotham is on Netflix. That's the other one, Gotham. So that it is not uncommon for DC things to be put on Netflix. I think Netflix have Man of Steel in the UK. I can't remember if they had Batman v Superman in the UK. They had Justice League, but Amazon also had Justice League, and I just think that's because Justice League was a disaster, so they were just giving it to anybody who would accept it in any way. When I say Justice League, I mean the shitty theatrical cut version of Justice League. And Netflix, because obviously they've got to deal with Zack Snyder, have several Zack Snyder films on there as well. Like they've got Dawn of the Dead, and I think they've got Sucker Punch as well. I'm not sure, because obviously Netflix changes in regions, so you might go in one country and they have this, and the other country they have that. So I'm just talking about as far as the UK is concerned. And obviously Zack Snyder has made Army of the Dead for them. He's making Rebel Moon with them, and is making the Army of the Dead Netflix anime thing, and he was obviously involved in Army of Thieves as well, the prequel. So, which I don't not talked about on this channel yet. Sorry about that. We'll do that at some point. But yeah. Anyway, I know I've rambled a bit, but these are just things that have happened since. It just shows that the reboot's a fucking mess if they're keeping Gal, Ezra, and Jason as Lobo or Aquaman or both. I don't know what the fuck's going on there. And it just shows that if they're keeping them, firing Henry was just ego. You know, not only did James Gunn pretend to support Zack Snyder, he also claims he's friends with him. Obviously, he was the writer of Dawn of the Dead, or apparently the script was changed a lot. Either way, he was involved in that. And that was Zack Snyder's first film. And he's just come across as awful and all of this. I really don't like him. And since people don't like him, they've brought up his tweets again, and you know, bringing them up as insults. And I never really read through them. And reading some of his statements, the party where he's dressed like a Catholic priest with eyeliner, surrounded by young girls, and him in front of a Confederate flag. Yeah, maybe he should have just been let go. And he's just clearly a fucking weird guy. You know, if he isn't a sex offender, still, like, why would you say that? What, they weren't jokes. There's no punchline. They're just like weird shock statements. So if they are for comedy, it's clearly just shock comedy. But I wouldn't even call that, because they're just weird statements. It'd be like me saying I like something horrific, and that'd be it. That is just a statement, really. That's just fucking weird. Like, I don't know. And then the party as well. Seeing actual photos of him at being at parties like that and in front of a Confederate flag, it leads to much more serious questions. And whatever's going on there is going on there. Either way, whatever that ends up being, I'm not. You know, I don't really want to talk about that whole thing. But either way, he's clearly just shown he is a bit of a narcissistic ego. Keeping his cast, keeping his wife, picking and choosing. Full reboot, not full reboot. Look at supporting fans, not supporting fans. It's all about me. You know, the CEO of DC's getting into Twitter arguments with people and being quite malicious. He is just I think he's a very insecure, crazy person. So, there you go. I'm not supporting his DCU, as I've said. I feel bad about Joker and Batman 2. They're the only things you could twist my arm on. They're the only things you could possibly get me to see or possibly stream. That's it. And that's because he will only be an executive producer. But if he was a writer or something on them, then no. You know, I'm not saying I will cave, I'm just saying they're the only things you could twist my arm into go seeing. Everything else, his DCU, I don't care anymore, I'm done. But hopefully Zack can come back, or Netflix get the rights to do this, because, you know, as mentioned earlier, all the things on there, so a lot of DC things have ended up on Netflix, and Zack Snyder has a good relationship with them, so it could happen. Warner Brothers or James might be too malicious to not let that happen, and they might not like it if it starts showing up what they're doing, which I think it would. But either way, I'm still holding out hope, and do not stop fighting, because the only way you will get what you want is to keep fighting. Do not give up. Don't be a prick about things and say horrible things to people and things like that, but, you know, don't stop fighting. Keep doing what you're doing. Never give up. Keep fighting. I hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry it's a bit rushed, but it's late and it's getting later at night. And I am going to America, going to London tomorrow and flying to America for 16 nights. So excited about that. So I won't be here to do more videos in the meantime, so it will be a while before my next post. And that's why I'm trying to get this done, so I can edit it and upload the whole thing. Sorry. So yes, thank you. Just don't give up, please. I hope you enjoyed the video. You know, I say that, but just do not give up. The Snyderverse, all of this is still worth fighting for. And the whole mental health side of things as well is all worth it. Don't give up. Faith, fellow fans. Faith. Thank you for watching this video. Goodbye.